Dr. Joseph Martin here. Our topic for reconnection and discussion today is From Hell to Hero Heroine: How to Defeat Self-Defeat. Now, I know that probably most of you are not in this condition and never have been, and so you may not know exactly what I'm talking about now. However, this is a bit of a joke here. There may be some of you who need to or want to or choose to look at the ways in which we can defeat ourselves in life and sort of seemingly shoot ourselves in the foot, if I can put it in a metaphorical way. Now, notwithstanding the fact that many of us felt unloved, to quote a lovely contemporary song, and felt that we were never good enough. It may have been the fact that we were even told that we were never good enough, and there was some verbal abuse, some emotional abuse, and people said things, nasty things about our incapacities or our seeming incapacities. And all these things, there's 7 different kinds of abuse, which we'll get into in a different topic when we go into the I Am Self-Worth Healing program and course online. But we want to look at now why our lives feel like hell. And they do, for most of us, certainly many of us. It's not a permanent condition. It's something that comes to you through external circumstances, the way you've been treated by other people. That would include people in your family, your siblings, your neighbors, your peers, the bullying, churches, religions, schools, teachers, adults, people in the street, people in the stores. All these things can lead us to feel that we have a self-loathing, that we're not good enough and we never can or will be good enough. Well, there is good news. You can be, and there's a path and a process to take to do this for yourselves. Now, this is part of the human condition, and you need to take some self-responsibility for this, whether or not this is karmic from past lives, and this is a needed correction for you in this life to be able to understand that somehow you called this forth or you brought this upon yourself by your mentality, by some kind of a victim stance. If there's one great thing that all the peoples of the world are getting out of right now, it's to remove themselves from the victim mentality and to find themselves a champion of their own lives. This has been happening worldwide. This is a global social experience. For instance, in the last 60, 70 years, we have women of the world taking charge of themselves and saying victims no longer, and starting to achieve and attain their own personal and collective freedom as women. The same with people of color, not only in America, but in South Africa and all over the world. And gays and lesbians worldwide as well, transvestites and bisexuals, people of all kinds of ethnic groups, religious groups, taking charge for their own self-awareness and moving themselves forward in terms of liberation and freedom. It's a consciousness, as everything is. It's simply a consciousness. When you choose to no longer have a victim consciousness, you will know that you can be a hero in a heroine in your own life. This is the goal. This is the path. This is the choice. This is the intention. And there are many steps along the way, but there's just one day at a time, and you just take your time with it, and you are good enough where you are. Just start in where you are right now. Now, the deleterious choices that come to us when we don't do this are manifold, and you know what they are. There are addictions of all kinds. There are many kinds of addictions. There are addictions to addictions. There are cross addictions to sex, drugs, rock and roll, and I mean that sincerely, to sort of musical styles that kind of keep your brain waves in a very kind of a beta kind of flat line of the way you think about life. There is codependency, that's an addiction in relationships. There's alcohol, obviously. It's spirits of a different kind. We'll get to that in a minute. Because the real search is just for a spiritual truth about your own personal identity. Anything can be addiction. Books, money, material goods, toys, video games. Uh, I had a whole list of them here. Now let's see what else. Work. Oh, why would you want to be addicted to work? Romance. Some people never can have a full, deep, rich, intimate relationship because they're just addicted to the romance, which is always just the first stage of any relationship. There are many things you can be addicted to. You can be addicted to videos. Oops. Oh, I guess here we are again with another one. All right. In any case, you can be addicted to so many things. Now, Bill W., who is the founder of AA, the first of the many great programs, social programs, spiritual social programs to help people move together individually and collectively through this whole addiction thing, was set up through his correspondence with Dr. Carl Jung, the great psychiatrist, psychologist of the last century, who started Jungian dream analysis and depth psychology. And in that, Carl Jung said to Bill W., the one thing that is important to recognize as a consciousness for anyone who wants to move out of this from hell to becoming the hero in their or heroine in their own life is that, in this case, alcohol, it's an addiction to a spirit that's a diminishing kind of spirit that will take and suck the life right out of you and leave you feeling with no identity and just really put you in hell. The spirit that we can accept and open to is the true spiritual path, which can be found through yoga, through meditation, through I Am Yoga. We have some videos on that topic you might choose to listen to and move into. And any other spiritual path that includes a psychological process that will help you to reconfigure your whole mental, emotional assemblage point and come to some deeper understanding of your truest, highest, greatest, superconscious spiritual self as an aspect of divinity. We're all aspects of divinity. We're all aspects of the one great source of all that is. And that's in the center of your heart is where that is, and you can and you need to go there in order to experience that and express it. When you're feeling the self-loathing and the self-defeatism, your emotions are a flat line. They're very diminished, and they're kind of like either non-existent or non-expressive. You find it hard to even share the slightest kind of emotion in a positive way with anyone, except for those moments when you just blow up and react, and then you realize you need some anger and rage management. What I'm talking about is depotentiating and transmuting all those reactive emotions towards yourself that are hurting yourself and or hurting other people as well, and coming to that clarity and that depth of the positive emotions that can be inculcated in you so that you can express them in a positive way and choose to share those with other people. The one thing that we all need and choose and want more than anything in life is deep love and loyal friendships. This will only happen for you when you've cleared away the debris of the self-loathing and all those other things we've mentioned and moved right into your heart of hearts, the sacred heart, and I mean that in a spiritual sense, to experience and express the flow of positive, beautiful emotions. Being human is a great thing. There's so many beautiful things we can share with ourselves, with nature, animals, trees, and plants, and nature, and travel, and so many things about the stars that are so beautiful. And there's so many things that we can share and co-create with other human beings that would be massively happy for all of us. And we can do that when we own our own lives, self-responsibility for our feelings and words and thoughts and actions, and then move forward and co-create something really positive and powerful that's meaningful and purposeful. Well, that's enough for now. We will look into this again in future time, but do choose to be the hero and the heroine in your own life. It's not just up there in the movie screen or the TV show or the video games. You are the hero and the heroine in your own life. I'm looking forward to meeting you and actualize your own lives. God bless. Om Namah Shivaya.